Hello everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. So, that Starmer, the cheese-eating surrender monkey, has surrendered to the EU today. The so-called reset summit took place this morning, and of course he's had to surrender to everything, to their demands. He's given away our fishing grounds to the French, and we all know what the French fishermen are like, how militant they are, and the trouble they cause, because we've had trouble with them before in the past, haven't we? They've attacked our fishing boats before over collop fishing, wasn't it, a while back? Well done, Starmer, for surrendering to them. And of course, the other EU fishermen are going to be allowed to fish in our waters for 12 years. And what's going to happen in those 12 years? Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. Our UK fishermen won't be able to fish in our waters, in our own waters. The EU will impose quotas on us, on our fishermen. Will they impose quotas on the French fishermen and other European fishermen? No, they won't. They won't. What will happen is they will plunder our waters, and they'll take all our fish, and there'll be none left for our own fishermen. Thanks to Starmer, who, like a good European, has given in to their demands. And what are we going to get in return? Well, nothing. We'll get nothing in return. Like I've said before in previous videos, all the EU will do, commissioners and what have you, all they'll be doing is laughing at him. They'll be laughing at Starmer. They're all, like I've said before, they're all nice to him, to his face, but as soon as his back's turned, well, they'll be laughing at him. They think he's a joke. Starmer is not a serious negotiator, is he, for this country? Well, like I've said, he's a joke. And of course now he's surrendered to the EU over our fishing grounds, so it looks like our fishermen are going to be put out of business, because this is what the EU have been doing, or trying to do, all through the years since we first joined. They've been trying to put our fishermen out of business forever. And it looks like it's going to happen. Like I've said, I don't know whether or not there'll be any fish left for our own fishermen, but I shouldn't think so. By the time the French fishermen and the rest of the European fishermen are finished, there'll be none left. The EU fishermen are supposed to fish outside our territorial waters, 12-mile limit. But as reports have said, they might be allowed to get even closer. By that, like I've said, there'll be none left, but thanks to Starmer and his rotten government. I mean, he's trying to put our farmers out of business. Now it looks like he's trying to put our fishermen out of business as well. We'll have nothing. We'll have nothing at all in this country, left in this country. Everything will be gone, and it'll all be Starmer's fault and his rotten government. But like I've said, what have we got in return from the EU? Nothing. What they've said to Starmer today is that you will do as we tell you. I mean, we've got a bay there now. He's locked us into their laws, and of course it's been reported that our farmers can only grow what they're told to grow. Soon we'll have nothing left. Everything will be gone, our farmers and our fishermen, thanks to this cheese-eating surrender monkey, who seems to be more EU than he's anything else, because we all remember, don't we, when we had the Brexit vote, he was a Remainer and he tried everything he could to keep us in the EU. Now he's trying to overturn the vote we had. So don't be surprised if the next thing happens that we end up going back into the EU again. It's only a matter of time before we do, whether or not Starmer lasts much longer as Prime Minister. I shouldn't think he will after this, after his betrayal. No wonder he's not very popular. No wonder his opinion ratings are dropping like a stone. So this by doing this, Starmer has he's finished. He's going to be gone at the next election, because the people of this country will not forgive this. They will not we're going to the next election. They won't vote for him. That's assume he's still leading the Labour Party into the next election. They might decide to give him the boot before the election. But like I've said, what have we had in return from the EU? Nothing. We never used to when we was in the EU. They used to give us little bits of here, there and every this, that and the other, but it wasn't anything. No wonder we voted to leave. No wonder we wanted to come out. And bit by bit it looks like we're going back in again. Like I've said, Starmer will do everything he can to get us back in. Bit by bit. This is just the start. I mean, how do we know he's not negotiating our return to the EU in secret? Because you know what he's like. You know what Starmer's like. He does everything behind everybody's backs. Yes, I'm afraid to say, before we know it, we shall be back in the EU again. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.